Well, hey everybody, it's your good buddy 650E here, and welcome back to the YouTube channel on a warm and windy day here from Sills Motor Sales in Cleveland, Ohio. In today's episode of the new bike build series, Zak the Master Mechanic is going to install a full Brembo braking system onto our 2022 BMW S 1000 RR. He's going to reinstall the fuel tank that was magnificently done by Cleveland's own King David onto the bike, and we're going to discuss plans for this amazing machine. Once we're done modifying this bike with parts supplied by Miami Manny and Motomillion, we're going to offer it to one of you outstanding people viewing the video. Information on how you might win this motorcycle is down below in the description. Join our Patreon family for your chance to win this amazing motorcycle. Without further ado, I'm going to go inside and see what the Master Mechanic is up to.
Hey, what's going on? It is time that we literally blow the dust off of this bike build project. It has been sitting around way too long. What are we doing?
Yes.
Slacking. That's what we're doing. No.
Seriously slacking.
We've had, I've been busy as heck. You've been busy traveling, getting stuff done, doing some cool bike intro stuff and some meetups, so that's sweet. Yeah. And had some waiting on parts, and just so happened that we're finally ready to get back at it. So we got some super cool content for you today, hopefully.
Yes.
We are going to reassemble our gas tank and put it on the bike and fire it up because we haven't had it run for a while. Yeah. And then we're gonna probably strip it most of the way down because we gotta get the master cylinder off, we gotta get the brake calipers off, brake lines off, and put on some awesome Brembo stuff. Yes. And Frentubo carbon fiber lines.
Did we even show this finished fuel tank in one of the full videos?
It has not been seen yet.
Look at this thing, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, so we got the side body panel on that side so you get kind of an idea of more what it looks like.
Yes.
Because if you come over on this side, you can see where Dave, our paint guy, he didn't even, he stopped where the body line's at. This is what the tank looks like before he rubbed it with the Scotch-Brite pads and put the nice lines in it. And then did an awesome job clear coating it. And then the super slick 650E logo.
That is absolutely gorgeous.
Where he just rubbed it a different direction first, put a sticker on it, and then rubbed over it the other way. And that's what you're left with. It's pretty cool. Kind of changes how well you see it from different angles.
It does.
And, once we get a TWM gas cap on there and our fuel pump back in, it's going to be awesome. All right, so we got everything needed to put our gas tank back together. First thing we're going to do is put the fuel pump assembly with fuel level sender back in. So we got to put the gasket on, route it around, get past our first little fuel filter guy here. All right, that fits nice and tight. That's what we want to see. And then we'll put some silicone spray all around it just so it seats in there perfectly. And then, thanks to our handy dandy repair instructions, they tell us that this has to line up over this way somehow. Okay. Probably about like that. And then this ring is going to do our final alignment because it'll only line up the screw holes in so many places. And then 5 Newton meters is what it says. We may already hit that, I'm not sure. And we got to get our rubber grommets back in. That's always fun. Again, silicone spray can be your friend here because you can see this is well bigger than the hole that it fits into. Yes. So you kind of have to mush it and then put it, and it pops right up. Repeat that for the other side. Cool. And then we got a couple body clips that go on up here to hold our air box cover panel. And now we can move on to our TWM gas cap. Let's see, what do we get? Looks like we got a silver center.
Yes.
I believe I saw on the website they actually have the center separate, so if you want a different color, you can get one now, so that's pretty cool.
Nice.
We'll pop our stock gas cap back in there. And what color bolts did we get?
Blue.
Oh, blue, cool.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yeah, the entire bike, Zak's gonna have the full prototype blue bolt kit on it.
Cool. I like that, I like that. First, we gotta put our stock piece back in. Okay. And then our trim piece. It's kind of weird doing with the gas tank off the bike.
Yeah, right?
Fits in there like so. The rubber piece just fits around. jump yet.
No.
Let's see how long it takes.
Yeah. Because we know it's not full.
It does sound good though.
It does.
Oh, there it goes.
Yep.
Now it says we can go 3 miles.
3 miles, yeah.
Must have connected to your phone.
Oh yeah, yeah, it did.
Oh. All right.
Okay.
Cool. All right, so on to the brake system. So first thing we got to do is sump it, which is just a fancy way of saying taking all the brake fluid out.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go grab my little vacuum tool. We'll take the brake fluid out of the reservoir and then suck it through the rest of the system and get it as dry as we can, because brake fluid is not good for paint and sucks to get on your hands. You really want to keep this off your windscreen too. Even if it just touches it, it usually leaves 2 little white marks.
Yuck.
That you can't get rid of. All right, so we got all of our fluid out of the reservoir. Now we'll go to the far side of the front brake system. Connect to the bleeder. Open the bleeder up. And we could either push it out or I'll just hit air and the air will suck it through. Over to the other side, same thing. All right, so we got our front brake lines figured out. Never used this kit before. It looks like everything's very adjustable and then we lock it in place. So kind of a nice thing. We'll see how well it winds up working out. We're doing a complete brake line swap, so that means we got to go. This actually goes back to the ABS box. So we have to get this back to the ABS box, and then this goes from the ABS box up to the front as well. So we have to figure out all this routing and how much we have to take off to do it. All right, so now you can see our brake lines come here and then they turn into metal lines and they're pinned up against the frame. Right. Yeah, so in case you're wondering, that is an official Alpha Racing hat.
Yes.
Thanks, Alpha Racing. Yeah. I won it off one of your Instagram contests.
Look at that. Congrats.
Super cool. Back to the brake lines. So yeah, they're hidden really well. They go right in the frame here. Wow. And then it looks like they go up front here somewhere. So I guess we'll remove the air shroud and get our radiator forward and see if we can find the connection here.
Okay.
And then maybe once it's loose enough, we'll get them out. If not, we might just cut them and we'll string the new ones through the best we can, because we don't want to waste too much time getting them off since we're not going to reuse them.
Yeah.
If we look at the size of that brake pad compared to the size of this brake pad.
Oh man, yeah.
Now I'm taking a trailer out, right? About 4 o'clock. Okay.
Saved half a pound.
4.5, huh?
Yep.
I like it.
And they actually have a little rubber plug in here. Anything else? Oh, we got some plastic here.
See? That's
anything?
ounces.
Nah, still 4.5. Okay. Hey, half a pound lighter, and they look great, and bigger brake pads. We probably could snake that out.
You're thinking just to cut it.
I'm thinking just cut it.
Yep. That way it doesn't scratch anything on its way out.
Yeah. The only thing it'd be is if, I mean, we don't really have any reason to save it, huh?
No, absolutely not.
See how good these snips are.
Oh,
good enough.
Yeah.
Now we should be able to take this half this way.
Gone. Yeah.
And this half this way.
Yep. Easy as pie, Zach.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah.
Now we got...
Just took 2 hours.
Where's our goofy looking contraption here?
Okay.
This is gonna go like this. And like that.
I like the look of the Frentubo carbon fiber that they use for the lines.
Yeah, I mean, they are nice looking and they're a little thinner. I'd say it's probably lighter too.
Yeah.
We are getting rid of that steel section.
Yep.
Maybe just keeps it lighter, but the nice thing with steel is that's never gonna flex. All right, so our Frentubo lines came with these awesome bolts and sealing washers, so we'll go ahead and use them as long as they are the correct thread pattern. Seems to be the correct thread pattern.
Lovely.
Seems to be a correct length. I think in the rambling of Italian to English here, we get a torque spec. Let's see. 10 Newton meters. Because those are aluminum.
Ah, you see, you said it pronounced.
Did I say it correctly?
Yeah.
All right. All right, so we showed it just in the last bike build, but here we go again. We got to remove these dowel pins, and the best way I found to do it is get your favorite nasty vice grips, put the original bolt back in here, it gives you something to pinch against, and then rock it side to side slowly, comes right out. You definitely can't reuse the dowel pin, but we can still safely reuse the bolt.
Okay.
You can see no marks or anything on the bolt. And it's a million times easier than just trying to grab the dowel pin with the vice grips without anything in the middle, because you just wind up pinching it and it disintegrates, and then you're stuck with a mess. So this is nice and easy, and they're gone. I think we're reusing these bolts because it didn't come with any, and we don't have any pro ties yet. Yeah, I don't see any bolts.
Okay.
Now we can mount this caliper, and also then we'll have to wait until we can bleed the brake system to tighten these calipers fully, because we need to compress the brake pads while we tighten so everything stays centered. Otherwise you wind up with that dragging issue that we had. So we ran a little issue up front here.
Yes.
I thought maybe it'd be an issue, but I thought maybe they knew something better than I knew.
Yeah.
So if you come look at our brake lines from the front, you can see this one goes very straight.
Yes.
And this one has a nice arch in it, like what we want. Yep. I'm able to keep it away from the tire. This is already hand tight, you know, and this is what we want it to look like. This side I did see from the get-go was shorter, but I thought maybe for some reason it would work out. Yeah. But you could see how tight it is. This isn't even tight yet. And we're about to rub the tire. And if this fork were extended, like in a wheelie position, this would actually be so tight I would be worried that it would rip. So yeah, we sent some pictures off. There was a 2-inch difference between the lines. I can't see any reason. The stock lines we took off are both the same size.
Yep.
So I can't see any reason those should be different sizes. Probably should have halted once I noticed that, but thought maybe it'd work out. Fortunately, it didn't. So that puts us at a bit of a standstill. We're not going to be able to bleed out our system, but we might as well get the other line run. We can get our master cylinder situated, our reservoir situated, and while it's apart, we'll put some other goodies on it. But let's finish up today by getting these lines in the master cylinder on. All right, so we got our RCS 17 Corsa Corda master cylinder set onto the handlebar, and we have our brake line attached to it, locked the fitting in position. Was able to take up a little bit more slack out of the cable. We just got to figure out, or the brake line, we'll just get them zip tied together and nicely out of the way of anything hot, and hopefully up in the frame here so we don't have to look at them. But so far everything's going pretty smoothly besides the one brake line. Up next we're going to get our silver Rizoma reservoir mounted up. All right, let's see if it clears, and then we'll figure out what fitting we need. I think it'll clear.
Looks like it.
Okay, important to remember, there's no front brakes right now.
Yes.
Oh yeah, no problem.
Yep.
Yeah, I like the way that looks.
I do too.
It's up just a hair high, but I don't think we could really go any lower. So what we gotta do, let's get this really big part through this little tiny rubber hole. I don't know, it's not pretty. Just spray a bunch of silicone spray and grab a pair of pliers and do it.
That wasn't too bad, Zach.
Yeah.
Because you've done it 1,000 times.
I mean, you just risk pushing that rubber grommet in, which would suck if that happened. Okay, cool. Now we just gotta get a hose to go from there to there without kinking. So might have to route it. It might be too tight of a bend. If the bend's too tight, it just winds up kinking the hose. That looks like it'd go pretty much straight down, huh?
Yeah, sure.
Or we could make it long. We'll go like that. All right, so see, we're nice. It's not gonna come off. We also don't have, this is what I meant. See how it does that? You don't want a kink in it. We would want all radiuses. So that'll be good like that. The best thing I've found that if you can't get little metal clamps that are tight is I just use a zip tie. I was using safety wire, but it's pretty easy to cut through the hose. tight. Cool. All right, well, at this point, we would be filling it up with fluid and bleeding it, but unfortunately, we're gonna have to wait for the correct length line. We got the GP4RX calipers on.
And they're beautiful.
Looking sweet. We got the Brembo master cylinder, our Rizoma reservoir, a little bit of bling.
Yes.
Just holds brake fluid, nothing too special. And next time we got the underslung rear caliper. Let's take a peek at that.
Sure. Oh, gorgeous.
Yeah, that thing's gonna look sweet.
Yes.
And we got the mount for it, and it's gonna use this style brake line. And we have to use this because it's longer, it goes all the way around the swing arm. I'll show you what I mean. But we will have one brake line of the Frentubo type that we can install on the rear. Lots of good stuff coming. Thanks for tuning in. It felt great to be working back on the bike and actually make some progress.
Yes.
We got a lot farther than I thought. I didn't know how bad it was gonna be to get these old brake lines off and the new ones on. And it's a fair amount of work, but it wasn't terrible.
Yeah.
So cool. We'll catch you guys in the next one. And see you then.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Zak. You heard him. We're going to make more progress on this bike real soon. Information on how you can win this bike once we're done modifying it is down below in the description. Make sure you join our Patreon family so that you can have an opportunity to ride this amazing bike once it's done. This is going to be our best motorcycle yet. I can assure you of that. So just wait until it's finished. Thanks for viewing, guys. We'll catch you next time on the 650EB YouTube channel.